If you want next level content, you must watch Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, 3, and 4. The complete Kung Fu Panda series. Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, 3, and 4. What if I told you one of the most philosophical trilogies of the 21st century is about a fat panda who loves dumplings? Sounds ridiculous, right? I know, I'm with you on that one. But that's exactly what DreamWorks Animation pulled off with Kung Fu Panda series in this one. Absolutely amazing. This is going to be a life-changing philosophical series, specifically the first three ones. Amazing. This is animation. I kid you not, but this is just not for kids. It's not adulterated, but this is for all age groups. Amazing persona, amazing character build, amazing life lessons. This franchise teaches you everything through the modes of animation. It's a story about identity, trauma, discipline, destiny, purpose, and ultimately inner peace. Across 4 films, we watch Po, who happens to be a panda, evolve from a nobody with a dream to a warrior, a master, and a teacher, and someone who passes the torch. And today we're going to break it down scene by scene, theme by theme for the whole 4 movies. I'm not talking about the side series. There are some side series where for little kids, keeping them as target audience, but this is for the 4 movies: Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, 3, and 4. Kung Fu Panda 1, the absolute genius of the opening of this movie. The film opens Po in a fantasy styled animation, which is absolutely awesome, makes him a warrior from the get go, kind of symbolizing that dreams have a meaning, which you might realize later on in the movie. It has dramatic lightning, heroic music. He's everything he wishes to be. And then he wakes up. The contrast instantly tells us that this story is about dream versus reality. The panda. Po, the panda, is the most relatable hero ever. Yep, Po isn't just funny, he represents self doubt, the imposter syndrome, feeling out of place. He is surrounded by greatness. The Furious Five: Tigress, Snake, Mantis, Monkey, there's one more, Crane. And he doesn't belong. At least that's what he thinks of himself. Not to mention the other people around him also make him feel the same way initially. Master Shifu and the flawed system. Shifu represents the traditional discipline system, but he has a mistake. There's a mistake that he realizes later on. His biggest mistake is trying to force everyone in the same mold, not realizing that every student that he has does the same thing just differently. They have their own powers with the same training. He trains Tai Long, his greatest disciple and his greatest failure, one way, and he tries to train Po the same way, and he fails miserably. This is a critique of rigid systems. Not everyone learns the same way. Tai Long, who happens to be the epitome, the tragedy of expectations, turned bad or threw a fit, as you may say. Tai Long is one of the most layered villains in animation history. He has or was not born evil. He was praised too much, given false expectations, then was rejected. That rejection broke him. His anger is rooted in betrayal, not ambition. He's after the Dragon Scroll, which happens to be a philosophical core of this movie. When Po opens up the Dragon Scroll and sees there's nothing, that happens to be the core philosophical meaning of this whole movie. That there is no secret ingredient. It's a metaphor for confidence, self-belief, and identity. It's reinforced in the noodle soup scene with Mr. Pink, who happens to be Po's father. The duck. What the duck, man? Filmmaking details. The fight choreography is inspired by real Kung Fu cinema. That is its own genre. The camera movements mix real life and live action martial art movies. The sound design makes every hit impact, feels authentic. This isn't just animation. It's crafted storytelling and action. The conclusion of film 1. Po doesn't become strong by copying others. He becomes strong by embracing himself. That's the foundation of the entire saga. Chapter 2, Kung Fu Panda 2. This is where the series evolves from good to legendary. There's a tone shift. Darker, deeper, and better. Right away, the film feels heavier. The stakes are higher. The humor is still there, but beneath it lies something deeper, darker, emotional trauma, past acts, suppressed feelings, suppressed memories, hidden truths. Lord Shen is a character that has the fear of destiny. He's trying to avoid it. Shen is a completely different villain. He's not seeking validation like the previous villain, Tai Long. He's someone who's running from prophecy. He believes that Po will defeat him, so he's trying to prepare the future before it happens. That's powerful. It's about fear, control, and denial. Poe's original story is the emotional core of this movie. The flashbacks are done in a unique 2D style, two-dimensional style, to be precise. Tells a heartbreaking story that unfolds in the past about Poe's origins. Poe wasn't abandoned, he was saved. His parents sacrificed everything. Kind of like Superman. This redefines Poe's identity within himself. He realizes he's not just a random panda, he is a survivor. The central philosophy of this movie revolves around inner peace. The concept of inner peace is introduced or taught through Master Oogway's teachings. Yes, the turtle. Side note, in movie number 1, Master Oogway gives us one of the most memorable dialogues in animation history that is still a motivation for a lot of people at present. Po struggles because he's confused about his past. He's emotionally unstable. But once he accepts the truth, everything changes. The symbolism core of this movie is the cannon scene. When Po redirects cannonballs, it's not just a cool scene, it represents something. Control over chaos. The cannon represents destruction, progress, and imbalance. Po, on the other hand, represents harmony, acceptance, and control. This is a classic battle between tradition and innovation. Kung Fu versus technology. There's a visual mastery in this movie. Color palettes reflect emotions. Dark red versus soft gold. Flashbacks use hand-painted animation. The action scenes are smoother, cinematic, and faster. This is peak DreamWorks filmmaking. Why this might be the best film? Because it has deepest emotional story. It has one of the most complex villains, the strongest themes. It transforms the whole series into something truly meaningful and dark, while being funny at the same time. Kung Fu Panda 3. The film focuses on identity, legacy, and belonging. Dual fathers creates an identity conflict between Po. Po now has two fathers. Li Shan, who happens to be his biological father, and yes, he's a panda, and Mr. Ping, who happens to be his adopted father, who is a duck. What the duck? This creates emotional tension. Who really Po is? Who is Po? What does Po represent? The answer is he's both. The villain of this movie is Kai. He's enormously powerful without a soul. He's probably the most powerful villain in the series we've seen such far. Kai is visually intimidating and happens to have a grudge against Oogway, Master Oogway, the turtle. But thematically, Kai is different. He steals chi. You can call it aura, but in the movie it's called chi. He steals chi from different kung fu fighters, masters. He has even stolen Oogway's chi, who happens to be dead. How did he steal it? You have to watch the movie to know it. He takes power instead of earning it. He represents ego, artificial strength, and corruption. The evolution of the message that this movie has for you. Believe in yourself. Accept your past. Be your true self. Po can't teach Kung Fu unless he stops being like Shifu. Instead, he becomes Po. He tries to teach them his own way by embracing their own powers, their own uniqueness, their own strengths. There's a brilliant symbolism while he's training the pandas in the village of pandas. Each panda has a unique trait: lazy, clumsy, and weird, like me. But Po turns their weirdness, uniqueness into strengths. This mirrors his own journey. He's basically asking them to do exactly how he's telling them by adding their own persona and making it much more better. Embracing your uniqueness. In the spirit realm, we see the final transformation. When Po enters the spirit realm, it's symbolic. He's no longer just physical, he's spiritual. He defeats Kai not with strength, but with pure connection, pure aura, pure chi that was given to him. The visual evolution of this movie is bright, and you'll see a very colorful panda village. The spirit realm with glowing energy. This movie has more fantasy elements as compared to the past movies. Kung Fu Panda 4. The film explores the final stage of emotions and growth, letting go. Oh, let it go. Po must accept that he won't always be the dragon warrior. He has to pass on the torch one day or the other. Someday he has to pass on the torch. Otherwise, he'll become stagnant. And he knows that. His role is changing. This movie is about leadership, mentorship, and legacy. The four pillars of these four movies is the overall theme of the whole series: self belief, acceptance, authenticity, growth beyond self. This movie is influenced by Eastern philosophies. The series draws heavily from Taoism. Concepts like inner peace, letting go, balance are woven into the story naturally. Why it works for all ages. Kids, they see cool panda, cool fights. Adults see identity, struggles, emotional healing, and purpose. The final verdict. The Kung Fu Panda series is one of the most underrated animation masterpieces of all time. It delivers incredible action, deep philosophy, emotional storytelling, memorable characters, and most importantly, it grows with you. So next time somebody says that animated movies are just for kids, show them Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Although 4 is not my personal favorite, but it is still a part of the series. Because sometimes the greatest wisdom comes from the most unexpected places. If you want next level content, you must watch Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, 3, and 4. Before I let you go, I just want to say thank you for watching this video till the end. And I only want to say one thing: Skadoosh.